What is it that you sound like when you show up for your audience? What are the words that you use? What is the personality and the vibe that you get off?
Welcome to Duo on Air, where we help you get seen, remembered, and wildly obsessed over by your audience. We're your hosts, Abby
and Courtney, a pair of ex-agency besties who ditched the cubicles, the Minneapolis skyways, and the corporate jargon for work that matters, with people who inspire us every day. Today, we're a women-powered marketing agency serving brands worldwide, bringing those big agency results without the corporate price tag.
Around here, it's all about what actually grows your business: branding, SEO, websites, and navigating the real-life ups and downs of building a dream while raising tiny humans. We're moms, wives, and best friend business partners in the trenches with you, making the hard stuff feel easy and a whole lot more fun.
So pour a fresh cup, get comfy, because you're exactly where you need to be.
Let's duo this.
Welcome back to the Duo on Air podcast. This is episode number 219, and today we are re-airing one of our favorite episodes, episode 164, all about the science behind memorable brand taglines. This one resonated with so many of you when it first came out, and honestly, it's even more relevant now, so we wanted to bring it back for this episode. But here's what's new this time around. We built you something, go figure. We turned to our good friend Claude to create a free brand tagline skill that you can add directly to your own Claude account, and it will walk you through building your own brand taglines step by step. It's super simple, fun, and honestly, who doesn't love getting a little help from AI for their brand? So all you have to do is visit the show notes, grab the download link, and it'll land right in your inbox with directions on exactly how to use it. Okay, let's get into it.
Today we're going to give you the secret sauce to creating an unforgettable tagline for your brand. Ooh. So taglines are something I think small businesses and entrepreneurs don't usually think about because it's kind of just like left up for the Nikes of the world.
Right. It's like, it seems like something that's just like, yeah, for big corporate companies, like they need to have some sort of a tagline for marketing or whatever. But small businesses, I think it's just kind of like, oh, this is my business name and this is it.
Yeah, this is it, right? So you might have already noticed that there's a lot of brand taglines that just stick in your brain. I think everyone knows Nike's, just do it. Apple's, think different. And it's not an accident. There's actually a lot of science and psychology behind choosing a tagline and why it works. And so we are going to break that down today because I think a lot of small businesses, entrepreneurs, we overlook this, and it can be a really powerful tool for branding to help you be memorable. And that's what we all want, right? We want people to remember our brand.
And like I'm always going to bring it back to like a fun visual thing too for your brand, right? Like your tagline could literally be a submark of your brand, which is really fun. Like if you think of Nike's Just Do It, they got Just Do It plastered on everything. Shirts, like any kind of thing that they can, promote or sell or whatever, you'll see Just Do It on hats and all of that stuff too. So it's like you can take this and actually make it a mark for your brand too.
Yeah. So this is what we're going to walk through today. We're going to walk through what a tagline actually is, a little bit of the science behind it, and why some are more memorable than others, because we all know, I feel like sometimes I'll like remember a commercial in my head, but I'll be like, I have no idea what brand did that, different things like that, where you might see something and you just can't resonate back to the brand or who it was specifically for. So that can be a huge miss from like the psychology standpoint of what you're trying to do.
Yep.
We're going to talk about how big brands can craft their own tagline and help you create your own. So I'm super curious too, if anyone here, before you dig deeper into the episode, if you can guess what our tagline is before we actually get to it.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'd be very curious. So first things first, what is a tagline? It might seem kind of like straightforward and obvious, but a tagline is really just a short, catchy phrase that represents your brand's missions, values, your unique positioning, or could just be like a fun little add-on to your brand that just makes sense for your brand. It's something that's meant to stick in people's minds and connect with them instantly. So if we think about taglines, which we're going to go through some bigger companies' taglines later, but they stick, and there's probably a part of you that's like, why? Like, why does this stick? I don't understand. And a lot of that, again, goes back to that science of why it sticks. And Abby, too, like sometimes like a tagline or something might stick more than the actual brand. And, that's okay. Sometimes that happens. But obviously they're meant to remember the brand too, but there's reasons that taglines actually stick in your brain more so than the brand. And that's, again, the science that goes behind it. They want you to remember that tagline. So it's different from a slogan, though. So slogans are often designed for specific marketing campaigns that are often tied to like a product launch or a promotion or something big. It's usually something that's temporary, a slogan, where a tagline is meant to live with your brand forever and has longevity to it. And the slogan is more so just for something that you're marketing or you're getting really excited about for a certain time frame. You'll see slogans like appear in commercial ads, billboards, but again, it's usually not meant to have that forever part to it. It's not meant to last long. It's really just meant for that marketing campaign. Where that tagline, again, has that long-term representation of your brand. It goes back to the core essence of what you do. It's crafted to last longer. So bottom line really is that a tagline defines a brand as a whole, while a slogan is tied to that specific time for marketing and whatever it is that you're pushing or new launch that you have.
And I think too, like if I'm thinking about a slogan, and because this is like where we start to get jargony, right? It's like the branding jargon.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if you didn't work at an agency or with, a client or anyone else that's in an agency, you might have never even heard these words before. So when I think of slogans in like the entrepreneurial world, it's like us talking about a webinar we have, and like the headline of the webinar can kind of play as like a slogan. Like it's something we're going to talk about all the time. It's temporary and it's going to like help drive traffic and people to actually like join the webinar. And it's kind of like your own mini campaign of sorts. And that's where it kind of makes sense in the entrepreneurial world. It's more of like headlines that you're using to market your launches, your course, like different things like that.
So slogans for small businesses are probably a little bit more straightforward to the point. Like what you're going to get out of it, kind of like what's going to excite your audience, but also what are they going to get out of it? It's not left up for like question, right? Where sometimes big brands have slogans that are a little more fluffy, not necessarily like you're going to get this out of it. I really wish I feel like there was a slogan that we used for litter. For the billboards, because that was when they were launching
something about keeping your paws fresh or something.
We'll have to look it up
because it was like maybe not stick to your paws litter.
So maybe we'll have to put that in the show notes. But
I would say another example too that's coming to mind is like for my husband's brewery, they support Pride Month like really big because they're in like the center of Pride downtown Minneapolis, and so the party always ends with them. Like the end of the parade is at the brewery. So that would be a really good season for them kind of to have a slogan or something to support Pride. And that's something that's temporary. It could come back every year, but it's not something that's going to have to be super specific to like their brand's tagline.
Exactly. So I feel like Brewhaven. Wow, I just kind of like gave a little sneak at something else.
It will already be launched at this time.
Like, whoa, no. But Brewhaven does really good. Like, I just got invited to they have a comedy event coming up soon, and they just like in their Facebook event called it Brew Haha. And I was like, oh, that's cute. Like that stuck with me because I'm like, that's really cute, and it makes sense because it's a comedy show. So like things like that, like they're not going to use Brew Haha everywhere because that doesn't make sense for their brand, but it makes sense for this event that they're marketing during that time. So it's really like playing off of things like that are more slogan that you're going to use for certain events, certain launches, whatever. It's not something that lives with your brand forever.
And maybe you do this already and you're like, oh wow, I already do this and I didn't even realize that's what I'm doing. Or maybe this is getting you excited to actually create some slogan like headlines and content specifically for your launches or the seasons you support or the things that you give back to or whatever that may be.
Pride was a really great example because that's like, again, like a season that you can kind of have some sort of a slogan for that's tied and related to your business, but also to that time of year and like what's happening. So a great tagline, there's three things. A great tagline helps make your brand memorable, which is something that we kind of lean into as well with our I help statement. So this helps you stand out. Tell people what you're about in an instant. So this doesn't always have to be the case, but some companies really do a good job of like their tagline tells what their business is about in like a really quick format. And then create emotional connections. People remember how you make them feel, or they remember a jingle, because some people turn their taglines into jingles, and we know that that sticks. So again, that's kind of the science that we're going to dive into next. This is like the very nerdy part. So the science behind memorable taglines and why they stick. You might be like, I don't understand like how taglines can like relate to the science of everything, but some taglines are catchy and others totally forgettable. And you might ask yourself why. Like some brands do really well. There's brands out there that have taglines that I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the brand is. If somebody said the tagline, I'd be like, I have no idea.
I mean, this might be me later when Courtney's quizzing me.
I can't wait. When I was outlining this, I was like, I'm going to quiz Abby.
I'm really bad at this stuff.
You might be better than you think, because I quizzed my husband and he was nailing them. And I'm like, look at you, you little brand tagline.
Pressure is on.
Yeah, I know.
Yikes.
I should have like recorded his result and then yours and like pinged you up against each other.
Oh no.
That's mean.
That is mean.
Okay. So there's 3 psychological factors that make a tagline stick. That first one is repetition and simplicity. Our brains remember short, clear phrases better. So if it's short, if it's clear, if it's simple, that is something that we're going to remember. If your tagline is a sentence, like a long sentence or 2 sentences, that is not a tagline. That is actually like you're getting borderline paragraph, right? So like it needs to be quick, catchy, short, simple, rememberable. And I'm going to get to my example here in a second. Emotion and storytelling is the second one. So a tagline should make people feel something. Like it's not just a cool phrase that relates back to your business, but sometimes it should actually evoke some sort of a feeling within them. And then rhythm, rhyme, and
alliteration.
Yeah, I was like, what did I type here? These patterns make things easier to recall. So something like, every kiss begins with K.
I love that you sang that.
We all know that. We all sing it, right? At the end of every commercial, they end with that. And K Jewelers, like how awesome of a tagline is that? It's a jingle. It's short, sweet. It relates back to their brand so clearly. And it's just so smart. And that was a science. That wasn't just somebody like, oh, I think this would be a great tagline. They like really looked into that and researched it and made it a thing. And then they made it a jingle. And why did they make it a jingle? Because it's short, it's rememberable. It's got like a little bit of rhythm to it and rhyme.
Yeah. It's only 5 words.
Yeah.
Like I think we get really, really wordy sometimes, and maybe that's just a me problem, but I definitely lean on the side of being wordy.
Well, that's
and
because
so I think
keywords,
yeah,
SEO.
right?
I don't blame
Even
you.
though those are short, but I don't know. Sometimes I just get really wordy. So I think that's also something to remember is like you need to shorten what you're creating so that you can really lean into that. So think through it.
Yes. So I'm going to break down Nike's Just Do It because we've been talking a little bit about that. So that's their tagline. And why is it that we remember Nike's Just Do It? First thing, it's short, punchy, and it has that structured rhythm that I was just talking about. It's just 3 words, yet it's incredibly powerful. Just do it.
And they don't sing, so you don't have to sing, you know?
I know, maybe they should. Maybe I should do a Just Do It for Nike and like submit it.
A jingle.
Adding it to my list. It creates that emotional response. So it taps into that motivation and self-doubt, and it's pushing people to take action. You're literally saying 3 words, just do it. And we know Nike's all about sports, all about, healthy, better you, wellness, all of those things,
breaking
right?
boundaries.
Yeah, breaking boundaries, testing yourself, really pushing the limit. And like whatever phase you're at, that's fine, but just like keep going forward. Just keep doing it, right? The phrase is very universal. It can resonate with athletes, but it can also resonate with everyday individuals like us. So it's got like this strength to it because, I mean, obviously they've used athletes and really influential people for ads and stuff like that. But they've also done ads where it's just the everyday individual. It's kids.
Yeah.
Like just do it it can relate to everybody.
Yeah. And I think this is an important thing to think for you too, because your tagline might not need to relate to everyone.
No.
So your tagline could speak to a very specific individual. And I think that's important to remember too, whereas the Nikes of the world, they're massive companies that are trying to appeal to the masses because they have that big of an audience. But for us, we're not trying to appeal to that big group of people.
Right.
We can stick within our niche and those green flag clients of ours. So that's something to think about too, is don't put the pressure on yourself to make your tagline as universal as Nike's.
Right, exactly. That's a very good point. And then the last one, Just Do It, works because it has that cultural impact. So it's more than just a tagline. Like we said, it's a mindset. And the campaign featured real athletes overcoming obstacles, making it deeply inspiring and relatable to, it could be relatable to anybody. And I believe it was Just Do It that started out as a campaign when I was doing some of my research. McDonald's is also one that started out as a campaign, and then they realized that it stuck. Like, people recognize the brand based off of this small tagline. So sometimes slogans turn into taglines, and that's okay. Now, that might not be the case for small businesses because, like we said, our slogans might be very specific and related to like a webinar that we're hosting or a course that we're launching or something like that. And those sometimes really need to be pretty specific about what your audience is going to get out of it. But these larger companies, when they have some of these slogans for their campaigns, they actually stick and people remember them. And then that becomes a core part of their brand. So their slogans actually morph into their taglines. It's very fascinating.
It's fun.
I mean, I think it's fascinating. Everybody else might be like,
it is too.
Okay, so I'm quizzing Abby today to see if she can identify some big brands and their iconic taglines, and then kind of like why they work. I'll give you like a brief description on why they work. So I'm very excited for this. I made my own doc that Abby couldn't see.
I'm nervous.
Okay. So I'm going to say the tagline, and Abby's going to guess the company, and she's going to get an A+, 100 out of 100. Okay, I'm loving it.
Oh, McDonald's.
Yeah, so that's a pretty easy one, right?
Yeah.
So why does it work? It's catchy, it's musical, and it's got this emotional driven aspect to it. The jingle is solidified in pop culture, and people really just hung on to it. And again, like I said, I'm Lovin' It was actually a part of their campaign, I can't remember, years ago, but it stuck, and I can't even remember how the jingle goes for I'm Lovin' It. Da-da-da-da-da. There we go. I'm loving it. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So again, there you go. Like, it's like we remember these things. Isn't that crazy?
I also think, so the funny thing about this too is that tagline, like that, when you said McDonald's, I was sitting here thinking like, oh no, what is their tagline? I couldn't think of it reverse, but I knew instantly when you said the tagline what the brand was. And I think that's the power of it, is like creating that memorableness outside of just your brand name, which is
Isn't
cool.
that crazy?
Yes.
Okay, so this next one, I'm not going to give you the tagline. I'm going to give you the brand.
Oh, no. I just said I was bad at this.
I can't give you the tagline because the name is in the tagline.
Okay.
Red Bull.
Red Bull gives you wings.
There you go. See if I would have told you that, obviously. So,
okay.
Why it works. Creative, aspirational, it reinforces energy and performance. So obviously it's a what am I thinking? Oh my gosh, an energy drink.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. So like, and that gives you wings, right? Like you drink this, you get wings, you have all the energy you need.
And I have a very distinctive visual when I see that tagline too, which is also something to keep in mind, is that like they create that like guy, like the whatever.
Yeah, the little, he's kind of crazy.
Little crazy guy. So that's also something that's interesting too, is like sometimes people pair that visual aspect with their tagline to again increase memorability.
Exactly. See, it's all just so mind-blowing, isn't it?
Crazy.
Okay, this one, I'm going to give you the tagline. I'm going to go back and forth here. I kind of like this. I wasn't planning on tagline, brand tagline, but we're going to do it. Okay, finger licking good.
Oh, it's a chicken. Is it Popeyes?
KFC.
Like, I know it's a chicken brand. I just don't know what one.
You were close. You got the chicken part of it. Okay, why it works. It's playful. It's sensory driven. Like the finger licking good. That's the sensory driven part of it. And it kind of makes the product feel irresistible, right? Like it's so good you're going to lick your fingers after you're done eating it.
Yeah.
So fun. Okay, this one, I'll give you the brand. State Farm.
Oh, like a good neighbor. I'll be
State
there
Farm
or
is
something.
there.
State
Close,
Farm is
yeah.
there, yeah. Okay.
And then this is a jingle, you guys. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So glad you did that because I wasn't going to.
When I was typing out this episode, I'm like, I'm going to sing more on this podcast episode than I've ever sang before.
I love it. Karaoke.
Why it works. It's friendly, reassuring, and it aligns with the brand's reliability. Like they're there for you.
Yep.
Okay, this last one. What do I want to get? Okay, I'm going to give you the brand. Airbnb. Now, this might be the hardest one.
Oh.
But I'll be impressed if you get it.
Oh, man. Airbnb. Is it something like feels like home or something like that?
No, but that would be a good one.
tagline.
I wonder if they use that as a slogan for a campaign.
I know. I don't know.
Belong anywhere.
Belong anywhere. Okay.
But I kind of like yours.
I like mine too. I think mine's better.
We should submit that to them. Okay.
Feels like home.
So why it works, it evokes a sense of adventure, connection, and home-like comfort while traveling.
Did Justin get that one?
I don't know if I gave him Airbnb.
Oh.
I think I gave him State Farm, KFC, Red Bull, McDonald's, and then one of the ones I gave him was M&M's, which I wouldn't have even recognized the M&M's. I can't remember what theirs was either, but I was so shocked he knew that one. I was like, wait, what? I was just like impressed by all the ones that he was getting right.
That's funny.
It was crazy.
I do think so. I think what's interesting about it'll be interesting to see if Airbnb actually shifts their tagline because they have been pushing. I feel like Vrbo and Airbnb are going after each other right now.
Oh, probably.
Because Airbnb is like doing this whole thing of like you don't know. Or wait, it's not Airbnb actually. It's like a hotel. It's a hotel. I'm thinking of something totally different, but they are attacking like Airbnb and VRBO.
Like that style.
Yes, because of like showing up in someone's house and like being like this little girl.
A scare tactic?
This little girl is like in someone else's bedroom and there's like posters and they like close the door and she screams and she's like because there's like a scary poster in there, and so it's basically like I think it's a Hyatt or a Marriott or something, and they're like targeting now people to be like go somewhere, like don't feel like you're staying at someone else's home, which is really funny. But Airbnb is whole undertone of their whole campaign of the belong anywhere was I feel like I don't remember why I've researched a lot about like what Airbnb's strategy is, but people want to travel and they want to be a part of the culture and the community, and they don't want to feel like a tourist.
Yeah.
And that is what Airbnb really hung on, is that feeling of not wanting to be a tourist and wanting to be part of the community, and that's where Belong Anywhere comes in. So
Okay,
I know
love
all of
that.
that.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me. But I think it's also funny to see all the attacking commercials out there.
Oh, okay. I did not know that. I'm going to have to kind of look into it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that commercial.
Well, we'll link some of them. But I think now
very
that's like a
interesting.
really fascinating thing. I think the travel industry in general right now is having a lot of shifts because people aren't spending as much money and traveling, just with like the way the economy is right now. I think that tourism in general might just be like a little bit down. And I think where people choose to stay is a really big part of the puzzle.
Yep.
And I feel like the mindset that a lot of these companies are having, or what they're targeting, like this emotional pull at it, it's just so interesting to watch as a marketer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for real. And as a traveler.
Yeah.
And as somebody who is also a part of their audience, right?
Yeah.
Very interesting. Well, you did well.
I did okay.
Yeah.
I did okay.
I think you were a little more nervous than you needed to be.
I know.
I'm proud of you.
All right, thank you.
So now that we've kind of like talked about taglines, slogans, Abby nailed her quiz, we're going to help you craft your own. So kind of talking through, like, we know what makes a great tagline, so how can we create your own? And we're going to use ourselves as an example. So you've had time to think through this episode because Abby asked at the beginning, do you know ours? And if you don't, that's fine. But ours is let's duo this. And actually, the way that we came up with this, I think one day I was just like, oh my gosh, like, let's duo this. Like, that's our tagline, because when somebody comes into our universe and they want to work with us, or like we're educating somebody or whatever it might be, our sign off is kind of like, let's duo this. Like, let's dive in and do this together. But also, like, Abby and I are the duo, so obviously we're kind of playing off of the let's do this, like the pun of it all. But like, we're also really jazzed to jump in and work with them or educate them or whatever it is that
There's
we're doing.
There's the energy, like what we want our brand voice and personality to be, like that, like energy and excitement behind your brand, and like jumping in and taking this like leap of faith of like working with us and all of that. Like, there's this positive energy behind it, and that's what we want our tagline to exude, like matches our personality, matches our voice and our excitement to work on the project, but also is memorable because it's punny.
Punny. Get it? And I think what makes ours strong too is that like call to action part of it, right? It encourages people to take that next step with us, or it encourages us to like take that step together, whatever that might be. So the call to action is like really kind of a fun part of it too.
And it makes it so much easier to incorporate in your content because it can be the sign off to your emails. It can be a tagline, or not a tagline, a submark that you like create for your brand visually. Like it can be a super fun button CTA. It's so easy to incorporate in your content because it is a call to action.
Yeah, and it's like fun because it's a pun.
Yeah.
I always think puns are great. So that's part of approach number 1 when exploring taglines for your business is kind of that wordplay and pun. So we just talked about ours and like the duo, the pun intended, obviously. Another one is encouraging listeners to start with a keyword or concept from their brand and then exploring puns or playful phrases from that. And if you are a pun person or playful phrase person and you're just like stuck, like I don't know what would be a good tagline for my brand that's like a playful phrase or a pun, we're always going to tell you go to ChatGPT and ask him, Chad, for some ideas to kind of be punny and playful with your brand and creating taglines. And sometimes chat is going to give you really long taglines. And I think that's going to be probably what you see at first. So if you see that at first, then, rephrase and be like, I only want this to be 5 words or less, or like start that way. Like I want a tagline that's 5 words or less, that's punny, or like a fun phrase that relates back to my brand. Put things about your brand and your brand voice, personality, or paste your website in there if you have the paid version and kind of see what it spits out. And then you can refine from there.
All right. So with this first approach,
wait, are you doing it for us?
No, I'm doing this just in general for some random examples.
Oh.
So are you ready for some really corny taglines?
Yes. I mean, you're going to get that too from
I know.
Chat.
Sometimes the corny punniness of it matches your brand. So it's like, okay, you can be. People remember that stuff.
Right.
Yeah, they remember it when it matches your brand. I think that's the big thing is like the tagline has to fit in the ecosystem of everything else your brand stands for, your voice, your personality. And if it does that, it's going to be memorable.
Yes.
Like it can't just stand alone without anything else supporting it.
Correct.
Because no one will remember words alone,
Yes.
So if you are a pet grooming service, you could do something like for real clean.
Okay.
I
love the for
real clean. This one's my favorite. If you're a bakery and say you specialize in making baked goods, or specialize in like sourdough, you could do get bready for more.
Okay, these are amazing. I love this. Okay, I feel like we have to put some of these examples in the show notes because these are just great.
We will. And then finally for an event planner, this one kind of reminds me of like, I feel like it would have to go with like a Wayne's World kind of like emphasis behind it. It's like party on, plan strong.
Okay, I love that too. And that could be a jingle, right? Yeah. Because like they have the party on jingle.
I know. I like it.
That's great. Okay. I just like want you to like sit over there and keep doing this the rest of the
episode.
Okay.
Should I give you some other like real life ones too?
That aren't punny.
Yeah. Okay. Should I quiz you right now?
Oh gosh.
See if you know.
Wait, are these brands that we know?
Yeah. These are still playing on puns.
Oh gosh. I don't like it that you've flipped the script because I'm a brand.
I secretly just jumped into ChatGPT right now, flipped the script on Courtney, and I love it.
I don't like this.
Are you ready?
I'm the brand expert. What if I fail?
Are you ready?
I don't know. Okay, go.
Live Moss.
Live Moss? Oh, I don't know. Is it going to be obvious?
Live Moss. Okay, imagine it now visually with a little Chihuahua dog going, yo quiero.
Oh, Taco Bell.
Yeah, yes, there you go.
Yes. Okay, when you said moss, I was thinking MOSS, like moss.
Oh, no.
And I was like, what?
But then again, I don't speak Spanish, so I don't have
but I think you
an undertone.
Yeah, if you said it like that.
Like, yo quiero Taco Bell.
Yeah, yes.
Then you're like, oh yeah, I know what you're saying.
Little Chihuahua. Yes,
okay, Eat Fresh.
Subway.
Yeah, okay, that one I think is perfect, where it's just like, that is 2 words.
2 words. Super.
Eat fresh.
Simple. Like you almost can't get more simple than that.
I love it. Okay, now finish this sentence. America runs on.
Dunkin'.
There you go. And you drink Dunkin' a lot.
I do. I do.
I love it.
Okay. It's so fun, you guys. This is great. Fun. I love it. Okay. So the last thing in the wordplay and puns, do you already say something a lot? Like if you say something a lot, especially when it comes to your brand, like you're always saying a phrase or you're always saying this 2-word thing or whatever, or if you're saying a phrase that can be broken down into only a few words, 2 or 3 words, maybe that's something that you should use as your tagline because it's already a part of your brand. You're already using it all the time. It comes naturally. And why not take something like that and actually make it a tagline and work really well for your brand?
Absolutely.
Okay, so approach number 2 for crafting your own tagline. Use your I help statement. So if you've followed along with us for a while, you probably know what your I help statement is. But if you're new, your I help statement is just a brief statement that depicts the essence of what you do in the quickest way possible. So back in the day, we used to say the elevator pitch was the fastest way that you could explain what you did. But an elevator pitch, you guys, sometimes is a little lengthy. Mm-hmm. It's like a paragraph. And like elevator pitches always kind of gave me the ick and always kind of made me feel nervous. Yeah. Like in the agency world, they'd be like, okay, our brand's elevator pitch is. And I'm like, wait, so if somebody asked me what your brand did, I have to give a freaking paragraph of what you do. Like that's,
you have to memorize that, and then also you don't know how long those elevators are. I feel like there's a little bit of anxiety behind it.
There is, and sometimes you feel like you have to just like keep talking to fill that space, right?
Yeah.
So your I help statement really narrows it down to that one brief statement, and it answers that question that people love to ask. So what do you do? So defining your I help statement, that really comes out of your elevator pitch. So if you already have your elevator pitch, jump into ChatGPT, ask it to make a 1-line brief statement based on the summary of your elevator pitch, and you're going to get close to what your I help statement is. So you could play on this. So ours is, we help women-led businesses thrive by making them seen and memorable. Something with seen and memorable is probably what we would want to bring through to our tagline. Mm-hmm. Now, again, that's not our tagline. Our tagline is let's duo this. But if we wanted to take it from our I help statement, that's what we would probably play with, is that seen and memorable piece. Yeah. Like how can we make it a brief?
Making you seen and memorable. I would say that's like short enough that we could play around with that.
Yeah.
I still love Let's Duo This
more. Right, because it has more personality to it and a little bit of a punch to it. Mm-hmm. But that is something that we could essentially lean into if we wanted to take it from our I help statement. So if you have an I help statement or you create one, think about ways that maybe your tagline could be born out of that, essentially.
So say you're a mental health coach and your statement is like, I help you find your calm. Find your calm could be your tagline.
Yeah, and I love that. That's powerful.
Simple, right? Yeah. Isn't it?
Super simple, very powerful.
And then another example for you, if you're like an eco-friendly home goods store, it could be something like sustainable living made simple. So if your I help statement is something like, I help you make sustainable living better sustainable living choices or something. Yeah. Then turning that around to be like sustainable living made simple could be your nice little tagline.
Love it. And then the third approach to creating your tagline is really just leaning into your brand's personality. So leaning into that voice and personality from your brand strategy. What is it that you sound like when you show up for your audience? What are the words that you use? What is the personality and the vibe that you get off? Why is it that people love your brand? Like how you speak to them, how you show up, how you make them feel. It's really something that should capture your brand's energy and vibe, whether that's bold, relaxed, sophisticated, energetic. Like I would say Abby's and I's is a little bit more like upbeat, energetic, positive. Let's duo this. Like it really, when you say let's duo this, you already kind of get that idea of like, they are ready. Like we're ready to roll. We're ready to have fun. We're ready to dive in and like make this thing happen together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'd say some of the brands that do that really well, you're going to know this one. The happiest place on earth.
Disney World. Because we're planning a trip there.
I know. So I feel that pulls in the emotion, like the happiest place on earth. How can you not feel good? And then taste the feeling.
Taste the rainbow is Skittles.
Taste the rainbow is Skittles, yes. I feel like that's a different pull than this one because of their commercials and think Polar Bear.
Coke.
Yeah,
Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Yep.
They play on the like taste the feeling, that feeling you get. Like that's why anytime you look at any of their commercials and their printed materials, like literally anything for them. They are focused on that like literal pop the top off kind of experience. The like
the effervescent.
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Effervescence of like,
like
the bubbles,
bubbly.
that first sip, how you feel.
Taste the feeling. So they have taken something that's like a physical, like the bubbly, like that, like you feel the like freshness, excitement, bubbliness. Like that's what they're all about. Taste the feeling, which has that emotional pull, but ties back to their brand.
Yeah, I love it. Do you have any more for us? Or
Ooh, this one is pretty. There's like a few more in here that I'll just share, just because taglines are fun. I think to share, so fun. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So smell like a man.
Smell like a man. I can be honest, I don't know this one.
Think of a man without a shirt on a horse.
A man with... I still don't know if I know.
Right? Old Spice.
Oh,
wild.
Okay. Yep.
Smell like a man. This is the one that you said, Justin. Melts in your mouth, not your hands.
M&M's. I was shocked. And that's a little bit longer of a one, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's longer, but he knew it. And I was like, dang.
Right? Okay, these are some really good ones, too. Save money, live better.
Walmart.
Yep. What is Target's? It's gonna bug me.
Oh my gosh. It's so simple too. I feel
expect more, pay less.
Yes. Yeah.
Expect more, pay less compared to save money, live better. They're both doing the same thing, but I think Target is playing on the like expect more. So like you're going to pay less for us, but we're going to be a higher quality. Whereas Walmart focuses on like living a better life because you're saving money. Both are very, very good.
Honestly, to tell you the truth though, I don't know if I like Target's.
No,
like
I
Target's, I feel like could use a little bit of help.
Yeah. I think for Target's, I love Walmart's better because the live better, it really pulls at more of the emotional feel of like why, like no one wants to run errands and go shopping, you know?
Right.
I mean, I guess sometimes like Target is a place that they talk about like you wander the aisles, like you want to just go there on your day off kind of thing. But I think there's more like the expect more, pay less doesn't give me that feel.
It doesn't
of what Target gives me when I stroll the aisles.
Exactly. They're not capturing like the emotion that I have when I'm actually at Target. Like I like to go to Target because it's one of those mundane things where you like have to go, you have to like buy the things, right? But also they have this exploratory feel to it where it's like you're kind of getting away too, right? Like I always want to go check out the new seasonal section with decor. Do I need any of it? Am I going to buy any of it? I don't know, kind of depends on the day. But the expect more, pay less that tagline doesn't give me the feels that I feel when I go to Target.
No. FedEx is when it absolutely positively has to be there overnight.
That's a long one.
It's long.
That's long.
I would not remember it.
I wouldn't either.
But I still like it. So I think that's okay. Shave time, shave money.
Dollar Shave Club?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's punny. So I would say that one is like where you can
that one works really good for the brand. Yeah.
Because you're worth it.
Because you're worth it. Why do I feel like this is another jewelry brand? But maybe not.
Makeup.
L'Oreal? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
How doers get more done.
Home Depot.
Yeah.
That
one, I like that one. How doers get more done. That's a good one.
It is. These are just like so fun.
Right? I think those are all of
We could go on forever.
Good. We could go on forever. You guys are all going to be tagline pros, or maybe you've already tuned out. I don't know, but welcome back.
Yes, welcome
back. Let's wrap
that
this up, shall we?
Yes. Okay, so tagline testing tips. Like, let's say you have one and you want to test it to make sure it like works or it feels good. Say it out loud. Like, say it out loud, and does it sound good? Like, does it sound good to say? Would it be something that you actually say to your clients or about your product or whatever it might be? Ask others, and then ask them again 5 minutes later. Do they remember it? Why do they remember it? Do they not remember it? Was it not catchy enough? Or ask them again the next day. Like, if they can remember it, if it's something that sticks, that's a good tagline. And then you can test it on social media. See what gets the best reaction. Like, we're all about including our audience and things like this. So if we are like doing tagline exploration, we're like, okay, we got 3. We love all 3, but like, what do we think our audience thinks? Or like, what is going to stick?
what's going to be that thing? Just ask your audience and do a poll on it. It never hurts to get an outside opinion. Or ask friends and family if you're really terrified to like throw it out to your audience. Ask friends and family what they think about your tagline options.
Yeah. And then test it on social media. So see what the reaction is. Again, you can, like, I'd say do the first couple first. You feel good on it, and then test it with people who don't know you, right? So that can be kind of fun. And then finally, think through the legal aspects of this. We never want to forget that there are a lot of brands out there with a lot of money and a lot of taglines out there because of it. So just do a little gut check. Use the trademark, the TESS platform. If you just search TESS, you can kind of look up to see if there are any trademarks there. And if you are really serious about it, we recommend working with a lawyer to actually look into this, make sure that legally you can use it. It's just something that if you start using it, if it starts becoming a part of your brand, like, we want to make sure that you can still continue to use it.
It can stay with your brand. Yeah. So we're going to wrap it up, and we just wanted to point out like the 3 things that are really important about a great tagline is the memorability of it. Is that a word? Memorability?
I say it a lot, so I say yes.
Yes. Okay. That it's clear. Like, we don't want it to be clunky. We don't want it to be hard to remember. And that it has this emotional, impactful presence to it, right? Like you're getting them to feel an emotion. It's very clear and it's memorable. And if you can add a jingle to it, do it. Because honestly, I think we all remember jingles for some reason. It's actually like sometimes kind of annoying. Like, you'll hear a commercial. Like after I see a K Jewelers commercial, I'm pretty sure that tune is stuck in my head for an hour.
Yeah.
And
so you're welcome, folks.
They're doing their job.
You're welcome, folks.
Okay, and one last thing. If you do this exercise and you come up with a tagline or a few options or something, we want to see them. We want to see them. We want to hear it.
Please.
So please share them with us, whether that's popping into our Instagram, sending us an email, whatever it might be, because this episode was so much fun to like ideate and sit through and talk and just actually record. So we would love to see what kind of taglines you come up with for your biz.
So let's do this.
Ooh.
It's time for a refill. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Duo on Air.
If you loved hanging out with us today, here are 3 quick ways to support the show. 1, subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
2, share this episode with a biz bestie and tag us on Instagram at duo.collective.
And 3, leave a review because we love hearing from you.
Finally, keep sharing your episode ideas. We love creating content for you. Head over to duocollective.com to catch up on all the latest episodes, brand and website makeovers, SEO tips, and so much more.
See you there. Let's duo this thing called business together.